Hey guys, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 5. Here's a first look at the Christmas tree. Ooh. It's awesome right there next to the beautiful Vita Nola. I can't tell which is more beautiful, the Vita Nola or the Christmas tree. I love Christmas. So today we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at some of my Christmas records, and while we're going to look at these, I want to also hear from you in the comments section down below. What are your favorite Christmas records, and do you have memories attached to them, listening to them as kids with the family? You know what I mean? Tell me all about it in the comments below. But without further ado, let's take a look at my records. Okay guys, and why don't we jump right in here with a look at my Charlie Brown's Holiday Hits by the Vince Guaraldi Trio. This is great holiday jazz music. This has the Christmas music and it's got other holiday stuff as well. And the record itself, oh, is a beautiful red. And I know you guys have seen this a lot. I can't help myself. I use this for a lot of demos. I think it's visually stunning. And I love the artwork on here. This is a new vinyl record. I got this for Christmas a couple years ago. You know, any record with a website on it is pretty recent. But it's got a little bit of everything. Very cool record. Sound quality is really good. It's a good quality pressing. And like I said, with that red vinyl, you can't go wrong, guys. Look at that. It's just so beautiful. Beautiful. So there is the first record that we're going to look at. Just great stuff. Highly recommended record. Next up is this record, 'Tis the Season. I don't think I've shown this to you yet, you guys. This was a family inheritance record here. Radio Shack, $3.99. Realistic brand, which is a Radio Shack brand. I love this record because they make a big deal out of it being a digital record. This is one of those 80s era digital records. Obviously, vinyl records are the ultimate analog format. However, they liked to capitalize on the word digital wherever possible. In this case, it'd be the mastering. This pressing is a thin record, but it is so beautiful. I don't know what it is, but this one's like super shiny. It must still have, you know, a lot of that polish on there. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do this probably in a bad way because I'm doing it with one hand, but looking on the back here, you can see half of a Post-it note and information on digitally mastering for a dynamic range, wider dynamic range with virtually no audible noise or distortion. And you know what, you guys, this record sounds phenomenal. Super cool. And pretty rare, I think. I don't think that you could probably find this just everywhere. I'm going to say that now. You're going to find them all over eBay. But this is a neat record, something special that I inherited. Up next is a record that we have featured before on the show. I got this, I think, last summer, like the summer of 2018. I did a show on it, I believe. But this is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original soundtrack and music from the Videocraft TV musical Spectacular. And what an amazing program this is. It was like the first, I believe, in a series. I've had I got a collection on Blu-ray of these shows, and they're so high resolution that you're seeing stuff that you were never intended to see in the original, very standard definition television program. So you see like cardboard and things taped together in the background that you never were intended to see. But this is a sort of cursory soundtrack to that first program, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And this is super cool. It's a nice, thick, quality pressing, and very much enjoy this. The label's beautiful as well. That's a vintage period style Decca label. And I love this stuff down here. This is a high fidelity record, and I love this kind of stuff, as you guys know. We've even got lyrics, you guys, so you can sing along. Very cool record. I picked this up off season because I love Christmas so much. I bought this, I think, in June or July. I paid like $10 for a brand spanking new record. You just can't go wrong when it comes to this stuff, you guys. Very cool. Up next, we got the Andrea Bocelli My Christmas album. That are very furry arms. But this guy can really sing. He is blind or severely visually impaired, but that does not hinder his ability to sing. This guy is incredibly gifted and talented, and the video with him and his son is a really cool video. This album is great. It's a gatefold record, so it opens up like this, and it's a 2-album set. It is just phenomenal music, and I love the design, the art that makes up this actual record itself. So the pressing is quality, it's beautiful, and then the each record sleeve is, super high quality as well with lyrics and just phenomenal. Very beautiful, very thick records, very high quality. The sound is very well mixed. And again, this is another $10 off-season special that I picked up, and so glad I did. Just gorgeous music, very full, very, very rich, and glad to have it in the collection. It makes a great addition to the ever-growing Christmas collection. Now we're going into the slightly more obscure. This is a record I've never featured on this show yet. This is White Christmas, Dennis Day and his orchestra and choir. That is not Dennis Day. Dennis Day was the silly comic relief kid character on the Jack Benny radio show. We just heard a snippet of that the other day. And he also would sing a song on every episode. And this is some of his music that was released. He was a pretty prolific singer, kind of an Irish tenor. And so this is pretty neat stuff. A very yellowed, though it still has the plastic inner sleeve there, and some interesting notes by a previous owner. A Gershwin Holiday RCA artist, sides 1 and 4. Am I reading that right? This is a Pickwick or Design Records label under the Pickwick International organization there. It's a dated pressing. It has some scratches, pretty superficial. Still in pretty good condition, actually. I do love the artwork on the cover here. Very evocative of a vintage holiday feel. Here's the back. We got a mantle there with Christmas cards. And I bet if we look hard enough, we'd see some Jack Benny humor, some inside jokes. In fact, when you start playing this record, it opens up, if I remember right, with Jack Benny playing his famous violin. And for those of you that don't know or don't remember, Jack Benny was famous for being a horrible violin player, but he loved to do it. So, because of his associations with Jack Benny, Dennis Day would feature him, and vice versa. So, again, a pretty cool vintage thing. I think this was picked out of a free bin someday, a long time ago, and I'm glad I've got it. I want to spend some more time listening to it. It is very, very cool. This is something very, very interesting. So this is a Capitol release, Special Markets Capitol release. And as the record says, Christmas with Nat King Cole, you can't go wrong. I mean, this is a perennial artist when it comes to Christmas music. I mean, we love Nat King Cole. But what's cool about this, too, is you flip it over, and you've got a different album, Christmas with Fred Waring and the Pennsylvanians. And there we go. It still says Nat King Cole there. So it's kind of 2 albums in one, but really, really interesting. I don't think I've even played this record yet, honestly. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. No reason not to. I know of Fred Waring, and I love Nat King Cole, so I'm sure I would enjoy this. I actually have a big box set of Nat King Cole that I've been meaning to, explore on the show for a number of years now, and I haven't got around to it. But this is super neat, you guys. So kind of a dual album concept with Christmas music. Rondo, 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 Rondo. Rondo, 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 Rondo. Rondo Records, Christmas with Kate Smith. This is sort of an old school vinyl pressing. It's got those very sharp edges. It's pretty thick. It's pretty rigid. This is Christmas with Kate Smith. And I believe she was famous for singing a particularly good rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, if I remember correctly. So this is, I'm guessing, 50s era, based on the record itself as well as the music. Let's see if we can figure it out. Rondo, 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 and product of Kimberly Records Corp. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. And without reading, during the video here, which would bore you to death, there's possibly something in here that would date it, although so far I'm not seeing it. Listen to this. Frequency response is 20 to 20,000 cycles per second for true enjoyment and top quality. No finer records can be purchased at any price. Rondo, 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 Rondo. Up next is another family heirloom. This is John Denver, Rocky Mountain Christmas. And it's got great artwork on it. I love this thing. It's just a beautiful record physically in terms of the jacket design. This is an RCA release. It's a typical Dynaflex pressing, I believe. And great music on here, but check out, this is the surprise of this. I love these gatefolds with this really cool artwork. Look at this. Dear Santa, Merry Christmas from John, Annie, and Zach. Got some hot cocoa there. Family picture. Very cool. Awesome vintage Christmas record. Look at the art. Isn't this just great? It's kind of sad that this has to be folded up and stored most of the year. I mean, this is like frameable art. I think it's very, very cool. And good music too. Very reminiscent of a lot of the folk music I heard growing up. So very enjoyable. So this is really interesting. This is another one of those partnerships here. This is a Goodyear Columbia Special Products collaboration of the great songs of Christmas. Another family hand-me-down. Just amazing art on the front. Very gold, bright, sunny looking artwork. And then the record itself is in pretty good condition. And we've got this striking red Firestone label here, FTP Records. Again, not very familiar about FTP Records. I'm sorry, I'm doing this with one hand, you guys. Bear with me. And we're going to look at the back here. Great Songs of Christmas by great artists of our time. Ray Conniff. What Christmas music would be complete without some Ray Conniff in it, right? Just super, super cool. Tony Bennett. Look how young Tony Bennett looks there. Very cool. Barbra Streisand. Look how young she looks there too. Very, very, very cool. And I love the artwork here. Goodyear. Here's another beautiful record. This one was given to me by my son for my birthday last year. This is Mannheim Steamrollers Christmas Song by Chip Davis. Mannheim Steamroller is amazing, amazing music. And an interesting story. Again, I did a review on this record, I believe. But when Chip Davis had difficulty selling this concept to record labels, he just started his own record label, American Gramophone. And the results have been, very successful for him. And so this record is one of my absolute favorites. There's so much to look at. I love, again, going back to that tactile thing about records, this is something to really look at and pore over while you're listening to that beautiful music. Lots of detail, pictures, notes, and artwork, just super cool. And this is part of the vinyl experience is, all the stuff that goes along with it, including the cover art, the liner notes, and all that good stuff. And this would not be complete without a record featuring Dare Bingle, or as you may know him as, Bing Crosby, on this very famous Merry Christmas. That's right, it says Merry Christmas, not White Christmas. The Merry Christmas album on Decca Records. I love this artwork. It's so evocative of vintage holiday fun and good times. It's just phenomenal. And I love his bow tie there made out of holly and berries there. Very, very cool. Now, interesting trivia about that, or is that mistletoe? Very interesting trivia about this record. The original recordings of White Christmas, and maybe some other songs that are on this album as well, were actually lost. I don't know if it was a fire, but there was some kind of loss that resulted in them having to get together the original musicians again, go back into the studio, and re-record the music, which rendered the recordings that you and I know oh so well to this day. But I have really good memories of this album in cassette form. I used to, when we used to go on Christmas Eve to my aunt and uncle's house, we used to, drive in the car, and I remember riding back in the evenings listening to my cassette deck, my little Walkman, with this album on cassette tape while looking up into the sky and looking for Santa Claus. Who can forget last week? Just kidding. But I seriously really got a kick out of that, and this album is a wonderful collection to have. All right, guys, one more grand finale, and we'll call it quits for tonight. Check this out, guys. This is one of my pride and joys. This is my 50s RCA Victor Mario Lanza Sings Christmas box sets. And it features 45 RPM records. These are 7-inch records, 45 RPM, on the famous RCA Victor Red Seal label, which was reserved for classical music and operatic music. And Mario Lanza, of course, star of many different projects and was known for that beautiful tenor voice, specializing in operatic music, was sort of a pop flair. It was actually the inspiration for some of the three tenors and a lot of operatic voices that came after. Now, these records, as you can see, are this beautiful translucent red. They are just gorgeous, you guys. You know, so look at that. You can still see the rainbow sheen on that playing surface, you guys. These are in pretty dang good condition. I've still got the sleeves. They live in the box most of the time. I have demoed these a long time ago. We'll do it again probably this Christmas season and give them a listen. But super cool, you guys. This is something you don't see every day. It's something I thought you might enjoy seeing. You never know what you're going to find. I think this was a free bin find. Again, during the summer, somebody was cleaning out their stuff, and you know they were thinking, I don't want to, you know, Christmas records. That seems like not something you want to be a part of. But you know, you hold on to this stuff until Christmas time, and it's super special. Very, very cool, guys. All right, and there it is. That is a portion of my Christmas record collection. I thought you would like to see, you know, the Record-ology vault. But I really want to hear from you. What are your favorite records? Tell me about it in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up. Tell your friends about Vlogmas. Check out our videos. And we'll see you tomorrow night for another night of Vlogmas.